afternoon, guys. I will be solving question 81. Question 81 from the Science and Mathematics item bank that was solved out by Mr. Philip Peru. Under that question, this question is derived from Unit 9.7, that is Earth and Atmosphere, from our grade 9 lessons, grade 9 science lesson. Under that unit, there are about 5 major topics. Like the first one is structure of the Earth, second is rock cycle and weathering, the third is structure of the atmosphere, fourth is active atmosphere, and the last one is weather, which this question is from that last topic under Unit 9.7. Let's just dive into that question. The question reads: the chart shows weather information for a place called Star City at 10 a.m. on October 5, 1998. So below we are given weather information. When reading weather information, one thing that you have to know is that the north is always facing up. The north, this one, it is always facing up. The opposite to the north is always the south. It will be facing down. On this side, that's where we have the east. On this side, we have the west. Other information that are given in here, we have 1080. This 1080 here, that represents the pressure. So it is read as 1080 kilopascal, so pascals. The next one is the number here, 24. That represents the temperature. So that is 24 degrees Celsius. And then we have 3 dots here. That represents the weather. Where sometimes you will have different types of shapes given. Sometimes it will represent diesel, fog, hail, haze, rain, shower. All of these different weather, they have different symbols, so it will be indicated there most of the time. And then the next one, we have this circle here, this one. That circle, it represents the sky, and those shaded part of that sky, this black here, it represents the cloud. So according to our information given right now, it is like 1/4 of the sky is covered by cloud. That is how you can describe this information here. The next one is the line that is given here. This line here that is pointing down, it is representing the direction in which the wind is blowing. And then at the tip of the line, here, we have three lines attached to it. The short line here, this one, it represents 5 knots, or we can say 5 kilometers per hour. The long one here, this one, the 2 long one here, this one and this one, it represents 10. So half of 10 is 5, which is the short one. So according to this information given, we have about 25 knots or 25 kilometers per hour. That is the speed at which the wind is blowing, and the direction is it is blowing from the south, and the cloud cover is about 1/4, or let's say 25% of the sky is covered by cloud. And then the temperature is about 24 degrees Celsius, and then the pressure is 1080 kilopascals. With that in mind, let's just answer the question. According to this weather chart, the question reads: which direction was the wind blowing? The wind is blowing from the south, so our answer should be south for question 81. Let's move on to question 82. Question 82, the diagram represents weather data at a place. So we are again given a weather map. As always, the north is always pointing up. So here, according to this information, the wind is blowing at this direction here. It's blowing this way. So the wind is blowing from this direction. So you know that south is always the opposite of north. West is this way, east is this way. So the wind is blowing at let's say southwest wind. The pressure is 1020, the temperature is 24. So what is the question? Question is, what is the wind speed in kilometers per hour shown in the symbol? Wind speed. So wind speed, we are going to work out the value of these three lines attached to the direction. So the long one is always 10, the short one is always 5. We have 2 lots of long one, that means we have 20 knots, and the short one is 5, so that's 25. So we cannot say knots. According to the question, it says it should be in kilometers per hour. So our answer is 25 kilometers per hour. That is our answer to this one. And then we have the next one. I think that's the last one. The last one, the pie chart shows the percentage of component of gases in the air, or let's say the atmosphere. What is the name of the gas represented by sector X? So this is also this question is also from unit 9.7. The atmosphere is made up of gas. The atmosphere is made up of gas, mostly nitrogen, about 78%, and oxygen, that's about 21%. Yeah, 21. And then the last part, this line here, it represents the trace gases like argon, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, dust, whatever gas, they are known as trace gas. So I think the X must be oxygen. So our answer for question 83 should be oxygen. I think that's all. If you have some more questions, you can just leave them. You can go to the chat room and then you drop your questions. Don't be ashamed of your friends who are also part of the group. They are also here to learn, so you can just drop your questions that you are not familiar with. We will have teachers attending to your questions. I think that's all for the questions. About we answering 3 questions, so thank you for your attention.